Secondary School Employer Partnerships was born out of the Waikato Regional Labour Market Strategy in 2014, aiming for employer alignment with schools at the junior level, opening up the world of work to students and teachers alike. The approach was well researched and in 2016 was piloted on 5 schools with a view to scaling this initiative up. Thanks to our collaborative community, we have spread to 42 schools in Waikato, involved 250 employers and 250 educators, and 10,000 children have experienced it, and now the program is being adopted by Mid-Canterbury also. 5 years on, we have much to celebrate and a solid platform from which to evolve this initiative.
More has come out of SSEP than we ever even hoped that it would do so. Our initial goals with SSEP were to help young people understand the purpose of why they're studying those core subjects at school. It was introduce them to key industries in our region, to encourage young people to continue those subjects into senior school and to really think about those pathways as viable career options for them. Since 2016, we've been evaluating and measuring the impact of SSEP on students, teachers and employers. This graph basically shows the impact of students once they have had employers coming into the classroom and they've been going out on workplace visits. So as you can see across the board, the blue line is all students, and that is 2,909 students that have responded over the 5 years. The green line is Māori students. As you can see, the impact on students across the board, 75%, 65%, 81%. We've seen it's made a massive impact on them. It's made them more interested in the SSEP subject, influenced their school subject choices for the future. It's helped students understand the purpose of why they're studying the subject, influenced their feelings about what they could achieve, influenced qualification aspirations, influenced how long they'll think they'll stay in school, helped when thinking about their future career, and also, most importantly for Waikato, increasing the likelihood that they'll stay locally when they leave school, because the students can see all of the possibilities that are right on their doorstep. From those 5 pilot schools, we ended up with 2 models, the Fairfield College model and the Thames High School model, and which has pretty much informed SSEP as we've gone along.
It is wonderful that we have been there from the start. In the 6 years, we have worked with so many different amazing employers, and it's been so great for the students to understand that what they are learning has a purpose.
Yeah, the journey's been fantastic. It's been a great period of growth for us as a school in terms of the relationships we've been able to build, and of course the key beneficiaries of this relationship has been our students. It's it's been a wonderful relationship that we've really benefited immensely from. It's great. It's
been such a great opportunity for our students to be able to go and see the different employers. We've had students that have never thought, they didn't have a vision. They didn't know what their journey in life would be. And it has opened the eyes of many of our students that they now know that they can become someone that they never ever thought that they could, that there are so many different opportunities out there for them. So it's been absolutely amazing for our students to have this link with these employers.
Back when I was in year 9 or 10, I mean, I honestly had no real understanding of where I was going to go. So being involved with something like this would have been really beneficial, because then you can kind of have an understanding about what opportunities are out there and what pathways you can potentially look into getting into at an earlier date.
The visit to the company really reinforces what we were trying to tell them, and you see their faces light up when they see the types of jobs that we have, the types of people we employ, how realistic what they do in class is in the real world. It's very satisfying. Coming back for the second classroom visit, they're really a lot more engaged. Students just seem to understand what we're talking about and really want to learn.
Yeah, some of them, they come out on farm and they haven't been engaged so much before, and their eyes light up when they see something different or something practical, or connect the dots to to the theory and the reality.
For the employers to give up their time for our students is just so amazing. The students love to go to the different workplaces. For some of our students, it's the only opportunity that they have to see anything different from home and going to school.
There's a lot of room to be made around youth employment and employability and work readiness, and so this is a perfect opportunity to sort of shift the bar in a small way around youth perception and breaking some stereotypes around some of those pathways. It's a really cool opportunity for youth to explore and discover before they're ready for work.
You don't know what seeds you sow at a low level that actually bring fruit in 4 or 5 years' time.
It's been really exciting getting to the 5-year point. Of course, our first cohort of students back in 2016 were Year 13 students in 2020. So we've been able to actually track these students, and the impact on them has just been fantastic.
Hi, I'm Mitchell. I'm an apprentice builder. Yep. That's me. Yeah, I was quite short in Year 9. I remember walking around all the different builders were working, and then they just kind of stopped, showed us what they're doing, how they're doing it. It's quite cool. I think it was a retirement village.
The employers haven't just reached our students and touched them, but also whānau. Also, there was a student that when she went to Westpac, decided to take all the information and everything she had home so that she could share that with whānau as well, and maybe open some doors there too.
I'd encourage the principals to become involved in the program, because I mean the big advantage for us is it's provided a tangible connection that we now have relationships with businesses, you know, like Deloitte's. We've got relationships with Timpac, we've got relationships with Montana, we've got relationships with Hamilton City Council, and those are relationships that we as a school wouldn't be able to build by ourselves. And as a result of that relationships, you know, we've been able to help our students see the relevance of the curriculum areas that they're studying in. And that's also helped the teachers to even look at our pedagogy or our programs to see how they can be adapted. So I would say to any principal who is considering this, that's well, you know, that it's a privilege to be involved in, and that they wouldn't regret it, because they're going to benefit. The whole school community is going to benefit as a result of it. You know, there's been emails that we've received from Timpac and other organisations where they're looking for people to work, and it's really nice that they'll give us an email to say, okay, have you got any people that we can send their way to get employment. So that's been great.
I applied at a lot of other places but didn't get called back or anything. This is the only place that got back to me and gave me a chance. And yeah, just those couple months showed me what it was really like working full time.
The students have made their way through to our office and applied for roles, which has been great. We've had half a dozen to a dozen students that have come here, ex-students of Fairfield, and so they've seen that pathway and come and approached us, which is really part of the whole effort. And I think if there's any businesses out there that are thinking of, you know, looking for a particular program to take on board, then certainly jump on board with the SSEP here.
12 months ago, we surveyed 40 of our SSEP employers, which is around about 20% of them, and asked them about the work opportunities that they've created for young people as a result of their involvement with SSEP. These 40 SSEP employers alone had created over 800 work opportunities for young people, and 80% of them, around 650, were paid part-time or full-time jobs.
It's really exciting to have got to the stage through SSEP that we've now employing one of the students.
When I was in Year 10, I had Marcus as my SSEP sort of talker. The job here, it was everything I wanted: outdoors, interactive, not sitting behind a desk all day. Yeah, just everything I wanted in a job.
And for me, it's so rewarding to have the opportunity to teach someone from scratch. So in Dylan's case, he wasn't from a farming background, and see when something clicks, you know, the light go off in his brain, and it's really exciting to see that confidence building. So yeah, absolutely in the future, I'd be keen as to take someone on again. And
so a lot of the trigger is SSEP, and so we run a school holiday program for students from both Tokoroa high schools. What we do there, we take 15, 20 students during all the school holidays, and we send them out to do various tasks in the industry, in the forest. They are technically engaged by our security and protection contractor, who and we set up a mātua-like kind of mentoring program as well, and they also get paid the living wage as a minimum, and which is quite cool because that means that some of them are even earning more than their parents. The year before their intake of about 12 that finished, 6 went into the forest industry, 4 went into something like apprentices in town, and 2 went over to Australia to do some good jobs over there. And we do a formal kind of debrief session where we invite the parents, barbecue, and we talk to the students. We continue that kind of conversation, and the feedback we get from the students is that they never would have kind of progressed in the way they did if they hadn't have done something like that. So then that's kind of triggered by SSEP. SSEP is professional. They give us good feedback. You can tell that the people involved in it are really engaged and really want the kids to do well. So that makes us enthusiastic about it.
We love the fact that SSEPs have the potential to both showcase careers in our organisations, but also inspire today's rangatahi to find a place to work at home in their Waikato, in our Waikato community.
Our maths teachers have been able to get out of the classroom. For many of them, it's almost like the first time to move off the school site, get into local businesses and see how maths can be applied in a practical way, and they can bring that back into their classroom and speak confidently, giving examples to students in other classes.
We had SSEP come in and broker relationships. Building those relationships and having a look at the opportunities and the experiences on offer allows our students to become more excited, I suppose, about the opportunities.
It gives you like perspective on what you actually have to do and how much work there is.
I think it's just, for me, I've learnt just a lot more about different places.
It's actually opened my eyes a bit more, and it really gives you more of a opportunity to see what those career paths are like, and I think that's really valuable.
I think it's very good, and then they should keep it up and giving students that opportunity to see what it's like in the workplace instead of like always stuck in school or whatever. But yeah, I think it's good, and that they should keep on doing it.
Our kids need this. They need to know what the employer does and what impact the school has. So I think made some real concrete evidence that school is important, and having employers come in and show them a way forward and how we do that has been really good for them.
I say do it, get part of it, provide that support. What we do now is actually going to be really beneficial for our community as a whole. They are our future, so we need to invest in that future.
The Waikato is our community. What we see this SSEP program doing is helping to generate pathways and inspire the youth of today, our rangatahi, to pursue careers that might ultimately see them working in our businesses in the future, supporting the future of our organisations.
Get amongst it. It really is great to kind of get on the floor and talk to some of the kids and get an understanding about where they see themselves going, and then you can kind of understand and then perhaps guide them in the right way. It's a really great opportunity to be a part of something like this.
Jump on board. I mean, it's really rewarding. It's good to see kids out in the industry, get them excited about your type of work, and so starting kids young, getting them excited about what type of careers are out there is really good.
If you want your chosen industry to succeed, this is where we need to be looking for the future.
So the funders that are working with Smart Waikato, huge thank you that you have given our students and many other students this opportunity. For this to continue, that funding does need to continue as well. opens the doors for our students. It gives them the opportunity to see that there is a world out there that they can be a part of. So please, if you are a funder, continue to be a funder, and for those who are not, it is a great opportunity, something wonderful that you could be offering many students.
We have made some fantastic progress in the last 6 years, but there's so much more we can do and there's so much more we can achieve.
In these challenging times, it is essential that we continue to build on this strong platform and evolve it into the next phase, into career pathways, the senior school, further education and employment for our students. They are our future and they need the support from the entire region. We propose the co-creation of Secondary Schools Integrated Career Pathways Pilot incorporating SSEP and STEP